What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? My bad. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. All right, I just wanted to make sure y'all can hear me. Baby. Oh, oh, do we need to talk? Oh, do we need to talk? This was very interesting. Listen, we got 11 people up in here. Don't be scared to chat with us. Don't be scared to chat with us. We here to have a conversation. Listen, I, okay, between the tussling in the comments, between the discussion, between it was a lot going on. It was a lot to process. It was a lot to process. It was a lot to process. And I'm just gonna give you guys my take on it. Listen, here's the one thing that I do ask y'all to do. Definitely respect the platform. Definitely respect me as the host of this platform. Um, but I have a lot of things to say, and I just have to call out the hypocrisy and it was a lot of nastiness. But I'm not surprised with the nastiness. I'm never surprised with people being nasty like I saw tonight. I'm never surprised with it. Um, but again, I do have a lot to discuss. What's going on, Mama Bees? What's going on, Miss Nikita? What's going on, Southern Phoenix? What's going on, everybody? Okay, so listen. In case if you have been hiding under a rock, there's a new show called um, Love and Faith Atlanta over on Merge TV. They have a YouTube channel. We won't go bit by bit with the live tonight. Um, we may do that tomorrow, but I just want to give my sentiments on what I think this is, so it won't be a long live. So they are having this conversation about ordaining the LGBTQ in the church, and you have Gerald and Tammy who have a gay son, and they were having a conversation about accepting gay people in ministry and having them do things in ministry. And to me, again, the conversation was very first of all, it needs to be had. And I salute every last one of them, whether I agree with them or not. I salute every last one of them for speaking on this. Okay. I do want to start there. Regardless of if I agree with them, I think having the conversation is necessary. Um, I never like being compared to a pedo. Okay. That is one thing that really grinds my gears is being compared to a pedo. And I did not like that. And I don't like skating past stuff like that. Like that was the one thing that kind of really got under my skin. And the fact that there were people in the comment section that was kind of like agreeing with it and kind of like they were accepting of it. It really it really did get to me. Like I didn't like that. And my thing is I respect anyone who disagrees with my walk. I respect you. There are people in my family who disagree. But one thing that they know they are not going to do is you're never going to disrespect me. And you're never going to put me in a box or put me in a place to make me feel any type of way. And I just think comparing our community to pedos is crazy. And here's why I say that. There's a video going on around on Twitter right now, and it's of a teacher. And he's doing like a dance, and every time he does like a new dance, he changes his clothes, right? And it's content. And the amount of people who are calling him gay and the amount of people who are saying that he's probably messing with the students, and the hate is real. And what y'all don't want to do is y'all don't want to recognize it. It's a gaslighting tactic that you don't want to recognize. And it is okay that you do not agree. Again, respectfully, we can agree to disagree. The thing is how you go about treating people in the process. Y'all love to throw away the LGBTQ community. One thing I heard someone say, I can't remember if it was Tuck, I can't remember who it was, but they said, um, we'll be here to walk with them through the way. That's not true. That's not true. Y'all don't do that. You pass judgment, you feel a certain type of way about it, and then once the process goes forward, y'all the problem in the church is we expect people to live a certain type of lifestyle, and more than likely the person that's teaching the type of lifestyle is not even living it. The other problem is I really don't believe the church believes in restoration. I don't believe the church believes in any of this stuff because again, the ideology and the way of thinking to me is so it, it, it just I don't even know how to put it in words, but what I will say is I don't like being compared to a pedo because here's the real gag. There are pedos who are in clergy every Sunday. There are pedos who are serving in ministries every single Sunday. There are people who have slept on their wives, had babies with younger younger women in the church, touched on children, and y'all will accept them back in any way, shape, or form. But you want to put a time limit on when the homosexuals should be, and I'm just saying what y'all say on when the LGBTQ should be delivered. And again, y'all gaslight us into making us feel like we are the only sin that exists on this earth that you feel like needs deliverance or you feel like need like it is the thought process in my opinion is horrible. It is horrible. Also, I want y'all to okay, I'm gonna say this without because I think this was Gerald that said this, and I like Gerald and Tammy. I do want to say that, but I also did not like the part of would you d- these men are coming home with diseases. Like, I want to be clear about something. I want y'all to look up the statistics of diseases in heterosexual people before you believe an old myth from back in the day about homosexual people. See, because a lot of times your husband ain't brung you no disease because he didn't slept with Damien. Your husband is probably sleeping with Sheila, Shantae, Shavoya, Shaquanda, and the rest of them. And that is a possibility that if she's sleeping around, he's sleeping around, there are diseases that can be passed around. What I don't understand y'all's logic and way of thinking that you think that only because you think that he chooses to go over here and sleep with Damien, that he coming back with a disease. Y'all weird for thinking that. What about these pastors that's giving these young children diseases? See, y'all don't really want to talk about the thing. What's up, mother? What's going on? See, y'all don't really want to talk about the things of the things. And I really wish that there was somebody. And listen, I appreciate Larry. I thought Larry did a good job. But I do wish that there was someone that was there to rebut some of that thinking. Because I just and again, the chat to me, the nastiness that I saw in the chat wasn't a surprise to me. It wasn't a surprise to me. But I thought that this was these analogies and these comparisons. And I'm like, wait, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. No. And I'm gonna tell you, Tammy, listen, Tammy, I appreciate Tammy in this conversation because I do appreciate Tammy bringing these things up because these are the things that are overlooked. These are the things that are overlooked. How many pastors have we come down? Mother, I know if you still here, you can attest to this. How many pastors or how many people in the church have we discussed about things that they've done to children? But for instance, look at this man that we've been talking about that, and hate to bring him in here, but he's a gospel singer in wherever he was, Mississippi, Alabama, wherever. But look at his situation. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all choose to look past those things only to spew hate and then say, oh, I'm gonna walk you through it. Because see, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Remember, I told y'all that I went to a church. This man who was the minister of music and also a youth pastor did some things to me. And I trusted one of the associate ministers at the time, and I told them this situation. And when I tell you, the next time they wanted to talk to me, it was 15 people at a table, and they wanted me to sit at the end of the table so that they can have a conversation with me and sit me down for something somebody else did to me. I will never get that out of my head how the church wanted to punish me for coming forward about something. And at the time, y'all, I wasn't even 18 years old. I remember being in that meeting and I said, "Oh, y'all won't have a meeting without my mama here." No, you won't. I never will forget that. So this is in the back of my mind while this conversation is going on, and I'm thinking to myself, y'all are really truly showing who you are. You are truly showing who you are. And I, this is again why I say I'm not surprised by the nastiness that I see delivered from people. Y'all think because y'all don't sh- sh- it is crazy to me the way y'all be thinking. It really is. Like I wasn't shocked. I wasn't shocked because I've been through it firsthand. And I'm gonna tell you something else. I'm gonna tell you something else. I told y'all not too long ago that the person who did this to me, had the balls to reach out to me on Facebook, blocked with an instant, and his then wife at the time chose to DM me. She was nasty to me as if I did something to her. No, your husband did this to me. And again, I don't know what conversation she was telling. I mean, I don't know what he was telling her, but it was a crazy situation to be in. And I wouldn't wish it on anyone. So again, while they're having this conversation, I'm really over here like, hey, Tammy, thank you for this because these things need to be said. These these things need to be said. Y'all don't focus on anything else but spew hate toward the LGBTQ community because y'all not walking them through nothing. Mother, let me tell you this if you still here, because I know you got a show to do tonight too. Them people told me at that table, sitting there, they wanted me to read what's her name's book, The Battlefield of the Mind. What's her name? They wanted me to read that book with some of the brothers down to the church at 5 o'clock in the morning, every Sunday morning before Sunday school started. Hours before Sunday school started. Joyce Myers, thank you so much. Nice to be nice. Hey, Southern Phoenix. What's up, DD? What's up, Miss D? They wanted me to get up like I was in some type of camp. They wanted me to get up every morning. Thank y'all so much, Joyce Myers. I appreciate that because I totally forgot. They wanted me to get up every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning to read that book with some brothers down to the church. And this was their way of taking me through restoration or restoring me. I'm like, yo, what? That's just insane to me. Even then, as this is happening, even then, I'm like, you know, so now I don't I don't really step foot into the church because I also believe this one thing too. And I believe I wish the guy would have said it better, but I believe this one thing too. Y'all love to use the community when it benefits y'all, but then we'll get up on a Sunday morning and preach on the very thing that you have hired to do your hair, to do your makeup, to make your clothes, to make your suits, to make your hats. Need I go on? Haley, you know, like this would the conversation was crazy to me. And the truth of the matter is I know people that are probably in my community that probably never want to step foot into a church, especially after being beat up in that type of way. Because I can tell you, I can count on my hands how many times I've really been consistent in church since then. And it's not based on nobody preaching the truth to me because I know what the truth is. I know what the Bible speaks of, but y'all don't y'all don't have the same type of understanding or grace or anything for anybody in our community like you do for anybody else. And that is the ultimate point. Hey Terry, what's going on? That is the ultimate point. Y'all don't have the extended grace. You don't extend love. And no, love doesn't mean that you have to accept anything that I do, but you should always respect me just as I will always respect you. Like, listen, I really was just sitting there, and again, I really was, I was, I'm not gonna say triggered, but I felt like I felt something, and I'm like, yo, this ain't it. This is not it. Y'all are gaslighting us because this is not, and I'm not, this is not a personal attack to them. This is not a personal attack to them. So I don't know them and I've never been under their ministry. What I'm saying is generally speaking, the church doesn't have anything for our community to truly fall back on. And then I also want to ask this question too. Is there a specific time limit on how this deliverance thing is supposed to work? And somebody asked the question, and somebody asked the question, and I think it was the way in which they asked it. But I was thinking this in my mind as well. Even if I was going through a period of time where I felt like I was on this walk or a different walk, I was trying to change or whatever, and I'm just hypothetically speaking, right? And then I feel like I don't even know how to say this. Like, I really, oh my god, I just really want to know: are you putting people on a time limit for their deliverance because you want a certain look? You want a certain thing. Like, what we're not gonna do is we're never going to act like these preachers, these bishops, they want their congregation to look a certain type of way. They do. They want their congregation to look a certain type of way. So what I'm asking is if someone is really going through this walk, are you putting a time limit on when their deliverance happens? And if you're putting a time limit on when their deliverance happens, then when do they get to serve in the ministry after the time limit of your deliverance? Of because that's what it seems like to me. A lot of times I like what Tammy said. I just got delivered and healed from something that I'm personally dealing with from 2 years ago. So it's always an forever going thing. It's almost seems like you guys want it to happen overnight. And when I say you guys, if this is if the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people who feel like that. Like y'all, it's like y'all want to rush the process. It's like y'all want to rush everything. Like we just supposed to at the snap, everything is supposed to change instantly. You know what I'm saying? Like I do feel like those are just my feelings. Shanice says, I actually disagree with you. I think the conversation did need to be, I think it needs to be had. I think when you have a group of people who believe something different, I mean, we are in 2025 and people's thoughts process are not going to always be the same. Um, and I think the conversation does need to be had. Um, I'm not mad at them for having the conversation. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at them for having the conversation. And again, I'm just speaking generally. And I do feel like again, we are continuously gaslit in our uh, it's like y'all are almost saying that these things don't happen to us when they continue to happen to the community. And again, it was so much nastiness in that in the comment section, and it really proves who you are. And it also tells me too that you have a lot to work on yourself. And listen again, I'm not telling you you have to agree with anything that I say or do. I'm not telling you you have to agree with my lifestyle. But the one thing that I don't like is I don't like the nastiness, as if it's just some people are just really mean and hateful. And y'all see it. Y'all literally see it. And y'all see how mean and hateful people can be when they don't know nothing about you. The only thing that you do know is that I'm same sex gender, but you don't, I mean, uh, same gender loving, but you don't know what I've been through. You don't know these things. So it is true that a lot of people pass judgment, and a lot of people pass a lot of things before they get to the core reason. And this is why I say that there is no support, no matter how many times you say, I'll take your hand and walk you through this. No, there is no support. There's no nothing there, because you don't even do it for your other members who commit other sins, like sleeping with someone younger in the church, having a baby on their wife. And let me just say this, some of them brave enough to do it right in the church house, but y'all don't want to talk about it. Okay. Let me say it again. Some of them are brave enough to do it right in the house of God, but y'all don't want to talk about it. And it tells me who you are. So I appreciate the conversation. Okay, I mean, from the lens of pastors and reality television in any capacity. Well, I mean, we would be complaining about them not having a conversation. So I think them having a conversation again was dope. I didn't agree with some of the things, but again, I think the conversation needs to be had. And also, again, for my brothers and sisters that are a part of the LGBTQ community, I want you to understand this one thing. We get to choose in our relationships where we want to go. And what I mean by that is, if your walk is for you to be delivered, that's your walk. If your walk is, I'm still called by God and I still love God, I am still serving God, and that's just, it is what it is, then it just is what it is. You know, like there's no way, there's no bone in my body that's gonna spew as much hate as you guys do. And here's what I know a lot of people are gonna say. Y'all think that when people speak the truth or what the Bible says, y'all think that someone is coming against you. Why is it consistently the same thing over and over every week? But we not having the conversations about y'all nasty pastors touching on these children. We not having the conversations about these young teenage girls in the church getting impregnated by their pastor. We're not having them conversations. Y'all not sitting there preaching about that every week. Now, we were compared to a pedo, but you're not having conversations weekly about what pedos do. Y'all are not doing that. And you can't gaslight in us into believing that this is what happens because we sit in church every Sunday to hear and to get the word of God. And this is what y'all choose to do. Y'all will choose to walk over the fact that someone else may need some deliverance in the room, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the LGBTQ or being same gender loving. That's the that's the thing. So I just listen. I had to come down here and I had to say these things because again, it was on my mind while I was listening to this. I was like, okay, God, I'm a little like I'm not triggered, but girl, why is these people playing with us? Like the people playing because I know you done lost your mind if you think that this is the thing. Like I can't. And when Tammy gave her testimony and Tammy said that she was um you know touched on and everything at the age of 14 by who was someone a then pastor who is now a bishop, it's crazy to me. It is crazy to me. And we already know about the hypocrisy in all of this. It's okay. It's okay because if as long as we cover it up, how many girl, how many times have we heard around town or things that have gone on about pastors having children outside of their wives and people wanting to cover it up? People wanted, man, say, how many times have we seen, heard, how many times? But y'all choose to ignore it. Anyway, I hope you all have a great night. I'm going to join the official Thais report. I am exhausted. It has been a long day. Um, I've been live twice today. Ain't it been twice? Yeah, it's been twice today. But we are nearly sold out of the olive oils. I believe we have two of each left, two of the bundles left before we sell out. So we are on the road to selling out. I do appreciate all of you all. We'll break this down more, hopefully tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going to let Thais put me to bed because 5 o'clock comes early. Okay. Again, I hope you guys have a great night. And thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you subscribe. You may not even agree with what I'm saying, but go ahead and subscribe because I agree to disagree. Um, and it's about having real conversations. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And if you watch the replay of this, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, be respectful though. Be respectful with your comment, child. Okay. All right. I hope y'all have a good night. Bye. Peace. Peace. Oh, and for those of you that want to, y'all can join me over at the official Thais report. All right. Have a good one.